run away. This one's too scary. It's too scary for me.
But maybe you're a little more badass than I am and it's not too scary for you. This is the HiKNiGHT H2 Pro off-road e-bike. I'm posting this around Halloween time, so I think these colors are perfect, but it does come in other colors as well. This beefy bad boy has two motors, one on each wheel. Each one is 1500 watts. This monster has some serious speed, so let me show you why I'm afraid of it. And then I'll unbox and assemble the bike. It's a little bit different when there's a motor on the front. But stay tuned because after assembly, I'll have the bike back out in the wild where it belongs.
They claim this bike can go up to 38 miles per hour, so let's find out. I'm gonna put it on pedal assist 5 and pedal first, then I'll use the throttle. The screen's kind of dim on camera and it's a bit dim in real life as well. Maybe I can change that in the menu settings, but I got it to 34 miles an hour, or just past 34 miles an hour, and I was afraid. Let's try that again, but using the throttle only. So yeah, here I am trying to face my fears once again, but on full electric mode. And this time, I don't know if you can see it, I got to over 36 miles an hour, like 36.5, something like that. Yikes, that's absolutely terrifying. I don't think I can go 38 miles an hour, but I think the bike can. I chickened out at just over 36 miles per hour, and no, that's too fast for me. So yeah, I don't think I've ever been more terrified of an e-bike, well maybe an e-trike because they're just not very stable, than this one. It's pretty badass is what I'm trying to say. I'm just not badass enough for it. So I can't tell you the speed, the max speed, based on my testing. But what I can tell you is that this has a cadence sensor. So it really doesn't matter how hard you're pedaling, it'll cap it at a different speed. You just have to pedal, and it'll cap it at a different speed depending on what pedal assist mode you have it set on. So the higher the mode, the higher the speed, and pedal assist 5, the speed is absolutely insane. Even though obviously just looking at it, you can tell it is a big and heavy bike. I think this thing is like just under 90 pounds. It's still super easy to pedal and easy on the knees because of that cadence sensor. They claim this can do a 45-degree slope. Well, I don't have that, but I have something that's about 25 or 26. So I'm gonna put this on pedal assist 5. Maybe the lowest gear. How about let's do the lowest gear? And, well, go up this hill. Holy crap, that was zero issues at all. This hill doesn't really look like much from where I'm standing, but there's certain parts of it that are pretty steep. And I've had several e-bikes that cannot go up this. This one probably had the easiest time out of any e-bike that I've ever seen. This thing is a beast. It's a monster. Holy. Normally I am so afraid to go up hills in a giant heavy bike. I even lowered the seat just in case I had to jump off. No. Tackled that hill like it was flat paved ground. Next up, I'm gonna unbox this bike and assemble it. The light is on. The seat was already on the bike, but I figured it'd be easier to slide it out of the box without this on there. It's soft, but there's no hole for ventilation. There is a dip though. You're eating again? I'm gonna have to put her on a diet. For those of you that have cats, do you just let them graze all day, or are there specific meal times? Oh, there's a lot of things in here. A little air pump. Ooh. A locking chain. Metal pedals. It looks like a little animal chewed through that. My cat chews on plastic. I don't know what's up with that. I think when she was at the Humane Society, they gave her these plastic toys. And now she loves plastic. But there's no way she got to this because that's a sealed box within another box. What? Oh no, you can't get through. You know, you can go around. Yeah, you can go around too. I don't like this kind of tool, so I will be using my own Allen keys, but tools are included. Yeah, I'll be using mine. No. There's a random screw. Instructions. But the pictures are black and white and kind of fuzzy looking. Oh, and a phone holder. Ooh, that's fun. You just ate. Why are you eating again? Because of the heat here in Florida. I don't use these because I don't want the sun beaten down on my phone screen. So I keep my phone in a bag. And here is, I don't know, probably the charger. Because it feels kind of heavy. It's actually on the lighter side for such a big bike. It's a very small charger. And if you want to look at the specs, go ahead and pause the video. And lastly, there's another little screw and zip ties. If you notice a couple different personalities throughout this, it's because it takes a few of us to assemble a bike. So if I don't maintain, it's gonna be a little bipolar. And finally, in this little box, the headlights. There's 4 screws right here that I'm gonna remove. Oh yeah, and this piece right here. Now I gotta make sure these are facing the right way and plop them into that spot. Now I can put this piece back and screw those 4 screws back in. I don't need this perfectly even yet. I mean, it'd be great if it was, but I can always readjust it later. But they're still loose over here. So there's a screw here, one on the other side. Position them as even as I can, and then tighten down the screws. Darn it, I didn't realize it's a dual motor. Dual motors, I gotta flip it. I gotta flip the bike. So to make that easier, I'm gonna take the keys off, which are right here, and remove the battery. Oh, I'm sure this is not the right way to do it, but this is how I'm gonna do it. To put in the front wheel, I gotta remove this plastic piece that does not want to come out. There we go. And over here, between the brake pads, there's this. Once you take this out, do not hit the brakes. To make my life a little easier, I'm just gonna remove this. You know what? I'm just gonna remove, I think, just these 2. The instructions are not for this model. There's no motor on this wheel. I'm just gonna wing it. I've done this before. I think I can do it again. This is not perfectly round. It's got a flat side. So the flat side will go straight down into there. Hopefully. Hopefully. So let me show you what that looks like. And then on the other side, I got the cable coming out this way so I can connect it into here. There we go, now you can kind of see that better. And again, there's a spacer with the lip. So on both sides, I'm gonna do the same thing. Put in this washer, the nut. There we go, spacer with lip, regular spacer, nut. I gotta attach the motor to the bike with this cable. And there's little arrows, little indicator arrows, which direction it goes. Yes! So I'm already here on the floor. I'm gonna go ahead and put the pedals on. So the right pedal goes in there clockwise, and then the left one will screw in there counterclockwise. And there are little stickers that I removed that tell you which direction to go in. Oh yeah, the seat. That's pretty self-explanatory. Just stick it in there, fiddle around with the height and this little latch thing, and then tighten it down. Lastly, the fender and the light. They're both held on there with one little screw, which is already on the light. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off the nut and a couple of washers, or maybe just one washer. Stick the fender through here, and then stick the light through the hole. Put the fender on the screw. I've dropped everything so many times already. As I work my way through this, I kind of even it out. Usually I don't even everything out until the end. Maybe if I hold the light with my head. while it's trying to fight me. Yes! Use your head. Oh, and don't forget to hook up the light. Go a specific way, and then you just jam it in. Oh, it looks like I can put the cable through a little doodad right here. But first, this cable, the one that connects to the motor to the battery. First, I'm going to finish installing the fender. So I'm gonna take out the screw. Both screws are already in there. Take it out. Skewer this, and screw it back in. I already did that on the other side. But yeah, there's a little black doodad here. Let me see if I can unscrew. I cannot unscrew this. All right, so that completes. Oh, that's not gonna work. I don't know if I have the correct size. I don't in my toolkit. Ah, there we go. Tool I said I wasn't going to use, and here I am using it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this screw out. Let's spread this open. Put the cable through there and screw it back down. This is the e-bike Mom would be afraid of. So once that motor kicks in, you zoom in. It really thrusts forward. And that was only pedal assist 2. It's about a full turn of the pedals before the motor kicks in. On pedal assist 1, when it kicks in, it's not so bad. It's a fairly smooth transition. On pedal assist 5, brace yourself. Seriously. Do not try this one-handed. Do as I say, not as I do, because when that motor kicks in, it really kicks in. You may want to lean forward. The motors are powered by a 52-volt, 20-ampere-hour battery, which is hidden in the frame. This thing has 180 Newton meters of torque. Everything I've been showing you up to this point has been with both motors. I figure since it's dual motor, I might as well show it as a dual motor, but there is a little red button you can push to turn off that front motor and just ride it on one. However, you kind of have to listen for if the front motor is on or not, because there's nothing on the screen that shows you whether you're using 1 or 2 motors. And to get the max mileage out of this bike, you're definitely gonna want to just use it with that rear motor and the front one turned off. So pedal assist 1, flat paved ground, single motor, you can get up to 90 miles on a single charge. For such a huge, heavy, fast bike, I really thought it was gonna have hydraulic disc brakes, but I don't see anything where fluid would go, and it doesn't feel like hydraulic disc brakes. These are mechanical disc brakes, which means they use a cable to stop instead of fluid, but that also means there's less stopping power. And I think a bike this big and heavy needs some serious stopping power. Overall, I had an exhilarating experience. This is one badass bike, and too badass. I'm not this badass. I'm only ever so slightly bad, not this bad. The speed is incredible, and it tackles hills like they're nothing. It's a shame I don't have a higher hill to test it on, but maybe it's not, because I would have been scared poopless. I do like that there's suspension in the front, and it is adjustable. You can have a more bouncy ride, or with the flip of this little switch, you could have a more rigid ride. However, since this is an off-road bike, that's how they're calling it anyways, I would like to see suspension in the back, but maybe that's just not possible at this price point. And if I have any coupon codes, those will be down below in the video's description. Oh yeah, this also has cruise control. So you get it to whatever speed you want it to, and then you hold down the minus button for about 5 seconds. And there we go, cruise control. I got a bug in my eye, so I'm gonna go home and dig that out. Fun times. Actually, no, it's cheesy outro times, because I gotta go. Alrighty, I hope to see you in the next one. Toodaloo-doo-doo. Bye.